Okay, so here we are, day 6. Just 6 days ago, a conflict ignited between Iran, the United States, and Israel. And today? Well, today it's exploded into a war on multiple fronts, stretching across land, sea, and air. We're going to break down exactly what's happening and how it all got here.
So, where do we start? Well, the first and most immediate shockwave from this conflict is being felt right now, at sea. It's creating a crisis that has the entire world on edge.
This right here. This is the Strait of Hormuz, one of the most critical energy choke points on the entire planet. And right now, it's the scene of a massive standoff, basically a traffic jam that has paralyzed global shipping. This is a crisis that's unfolding in real time.
And to really get why this matters so much, you just have to look at this number. A full 20% of the world's oil, the entire world's, passes through this one narrow waterway. And right now, all of it is at risk.
So what does that mean in practice? Well, it means maritime traffic has basically ground to a halt. We're talking over 200 commercial ships just stuck. They're trapped, caught in the crossfire of this widening war. And you can bet that global supply chains and energy markets are seriously bracing for the impact.
Okay, so from the sea, let's shift our focus to the skies and take a look at how this military campaign has been playing out over Iran itself.
You know, this war didn't start on the ground. It started from the air with a massive coordinated assault. For 6 straight days now, scenes just like this one over Tehran have become almost routine, as U.S. and Israeli air power methodically hit targets all across Iran.
And when you look at this timeline, the speed of the escalation is just stunning. It kicked off with coordinated strikes on day 1. By day 2, Iran was already firing back and its proxy Hezbollah had opened up a whole new front. And then, just 3 days after that, by day 5, the coalition was already claiming air superiority. It has been a truly lightning-fast campaign.
And make no mistake, these strikes are not random. They show a really clear strategy to systematically take apart the pillars of Iran's military power. They've been hitting missile bases, blinding their air defense radars, taking out command centers, and of course, going after their most sensitive nuclear-related facilities.
So here's the key takeaway from all this, right? Iran is absolutely still in the fight. It's still launching its own missiles. But the air campaign has clearly had a major effect. The pace of their retaliation has slowed down, and that seems to be a direct result of the damage to their launch sites.
But while that air war is raging, the battle has also been escalating, dramatically at sea. And this goes way beyond that shipping crisis we just talked about. We're talking about direct naval warfare now.
And this is a huge development. A U.S. submarine has actually torpedoed and sunk an Iranian warship. It's a pretty rare look at modern submarine combat, but more importantly, it shows the battlefield has expanded far beyond the Persian Gulf, way out into the wider Indian Ocean.
And that sinking? It wasn't a one-off thing. According to U.S. officials, the naval campaign has been absolutely devastating for Iran's navy. More than 20 of its naval vessels may have been destroyed since this all started, just 6 days ago.
So, of course, all this military action isn't happening in a vacuum, right? It's creating some serious economic and diplomatic shockwaves that are now rippling out across the entire globe.
The economic fallout is hitting 3 key sectors particularly hard. You've got oil prices, which are spiking because of that mess in the Strait of Hormuz. Global shipping is in chaos thanks to the security risks and skyrocketing insurance costs. And air travel is heavily restricted because huge swaths of airspace in the region are now basically no-fly zones.
Meanwhile, the international community is just scrambling to figure out what to do. The UN is calling for calm, but Europe seems divided on how to respond. So instead, you're seeing individual countries take action, like France sending more fighter jets to the region, while other powers, like Russia, are trying to work the diplomatic channels to keep things from spinning completely out of control.
And this quote from the Vatican's top diplomat really captures the gravity of the situation. He called the strikes truly alarming, warning that the very foundations of international law and peace are being threatened here.
And as if all that external pressure wasn't enough, it seems Iran is facing a massive internal problem too. There are reports that the supreme leader was actually killed early on in the conflict, which would create a huge power vacuum and a leadership crisis right in the middle of a war.
So, with the situation this volatile, this complex, and this incredibly dangerous, what on earth can we expect to happen next?
Well, analysts are looking at a few key scenarios for the next day or two. The most likely path is just more of the same, continued strikes and continued retaliation. A major escalation from a proxy like Hezbollah is definitely possible.
But the real wild card, the thing that's less likely but far more dangerous, is another major world power getting directly involved in the fighting.
And that leaves us with the critical, unanswered question. This conflict is expanding by the day, the economic fallout is growing, and there's no clear diplomatic solution, no obvious off-ramp in sight. As we close out Day 6, the entire world is watching and waiting to see what Day 7 will bring.